Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg. Mr. John E. Spates, age 79, of Vincent, died at Brookwood Medical Center on Wednesday. Funeral service Saturday, April 21st at Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel, beginning at 2 p.m. The Reverend Mitch Cannell will officiate the service. Burial in the Harpersville Cemetery. Visitation Saturday from noon until 2 at the funeral home. Online condolences at curtisandSonFuneralHome.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Childersburg Chapel, directing. Mr. Milton E. Mitt Hebson, age 89, of Sylacauga, died April the 18th at Coosa Valley Medical Center. Funeral service is today at 2 p.m. from Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, with the Reverends Dorothy Scott and Bob Owens officiating. Visitation 1 hour prior to the service and burial in the Evergreen Cemetery. Mr. Hebson was a member of the Wesley Chapel United Methodist Church. He was also a veteran of the U.S. Army and former owner and operator of the duffel bag. Online memories at curtisandsonfh.com. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Visitation for Mr. Joseph Duncan of Alpine will be Monday evening, 5 till 8 at Curtis and Son North. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Graveside funeral service for Ms. Annetta Ferguson. That service will be Saturday, graveside service at 11 a.m. from Macedonia Cemetery. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, North Chapel, directing. Memorial service for Mr. Philip Ray Jenkins Sr., age 63, of Talladega, is today at Ursery Funeral Home Chapel, beginning at 2 o'clock. Mr. Jenkins died April the 16th in Chilton County. He was a native of Talladega County, graduate of Winneboro High School and Gadsden State Community College. He was a paramedic for some 22 years and former chief of the Winneboro Volunteer Fire Department. He was a member of the Winneboro Baptist Church and retired medical dispatcher at Talladega Superspeedway for some 30-plus years. Online condolences at UrseryFuneralHome.com. Ursery Funeral Home, Talladega, directing. Graveside service for Mr. Henry James Graham, age 78, will be Saturday at 2 o'clock from New Elam No. 1 Missionary Baptist Church in Alexander City. Funeral service for Martha Lou McPherson Suggs, age 77, is today at 1 o'clock from the Chapel of Raddy Funeral Home in Alexander City. The Reverends Vince Lee, Jerry Wheelies, and Bruce Duman officiating. Burial in the Clay County Memory Gardens. Mrs. Suggs died Saturday, April the 14th. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at raddyfuneralhome.com. Raddy Funeral Home, directing. Funeral service for Linda Mann, age 68, of Goodwater, is today at 7 p.m. at Raddy Smith Funeral Home Chapel, with Brother James Gallops officiating. Mrs. Mann died Wednesday, April 18th at Coosa Valley Medical Center. She was a member of the Concord Baptist Church in Equality. Visitation 5 till 7 tonight at the funeral home. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at raddysmith.com. Raddy Smith Funeral Home, directing. Catherine Washam, age 93, died April 16th. And she was a longtime resident of Childersburg. Visitation will be Saturday from 10 a.m. until 11 a.m. at the funeral home. A memorial service will immediately follow at 11 in the chapel of Raddy Smith, with Reverend Stephen McWhorter officiating. In lieu of flowers, a family request donation be made to the United Methodist Children's Home or the St. Mary's Episcopal Church in Childersburg. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at raddysmith.com. Raddy Smith Funeral Home, directing. Infant Bobby Eric Johnson Jr. Goodwater died Tuesday, April 17th at Citizens BMC in Talladega. Raddy Smith Funeral Home announcing. Funeral service for Mr. Tom Creighton, age 74, will be Saturday at 3:30 from Pine Grove Missionary Baptist Church in Sylacauga, with Pastor Clifton Cook, the celebrant. Mr. Creighton died Tuesday, April the 17th at Brookwood Medical Center in Birmingham. Visitation public viewing today from 12 until 8, with the family receiving friends from 6 until 8, all at the Chapel of Remembrance at Sunset Memorial Chapel in Childersburg. The body will lie in state 1 hour prior to the service at the church, Pine Grove Missionary Baptist Church, on Saturday. Arrangements entrusted to Sunset Memorial Chapel. Online condolences at sunsetmc.com. Funeral service for Tanya Levette Curry, age 49, is Saturday, April 21st at 1 o'clock at DeForest Chapel on the campus of Talladega College, with Dr. Horace L. Patterson officiating. Interment in the Oak Hill Cemetery. Sims Funeral Service directing. James T. Gooden, age 75, of Talladega, died April 17th at his residence. Memorial service will be held Saturday, April 21st at 10:30 at the Kingdom Hall Jehovah's Witness, 3522 Martin Street South, Cropwell, Alabama. All expressions of condolences may be sent to the Gooden's home at 833 Joe Gamble Road, Talladega, 35160. Funeral service for Mr. Lewis Albert Kidd, age 74, will be Saturday at noon from Coosa Valley Baptist Church in Vincent, with Pastor Willie J. Posey, the celebrant. Mr. Kidd died April 12th at his residence. Public viewing is today from 12 until 8 in the Chapel of Remembrance. The body will lie in state at the church 1 hour prior to the service on Saturday. Sunset Memorial Chapel, Childersburg, directing. Funeral service for Mr. Willie D. Nettles, Jr., age 49, is Saturday at Faith Temple Ministries in Talladega, beginning at 2 o'clock. Pastor James Curry officiating. Burial in the Faith Temple Ministries Cemetery in Talladega. Visitation today, 1 until 8 o'clock, with a family hour from 6 until 8 at the funeral home. Mr. Nettles died April 15th at Princeton Medical Center in Birmingham. Online condolences at communityfuneralhome.org. Community Funeral Home, Sylacauga, directing. Mr. Tony Smith, age 61, died April 19th in Sylacauga. Community Funeral Home will announce the arrangements. And funeral service for Mr. Donald Lee Howard, age 63, of Alexander City, will be Sunday at 2 o'clock from the Chapel of Radley Funeral Home, Alexander City. The family will receive friends Saturday evening 5 until 8 at the funeral home. Mr. Howard died Wednesday, April 18th at East Alabama Medical Center. Memorial messages may be sent to the family at radleyfuneralhome.com. Radley Funeral Home in Alexander City in charge of the arrangements. These obituaries, presentation of Curtis and Son Funeral Home, the North Chapel on Highway 21 in Sylacauga, and the Childersburg Chapel on Highway 280 in Childersburg. 256-245-4361 for pre-need funerals, burials, or cremation since 1975. Curtis and Son Funeral Home, Sylacauga, Childersburg.